December is over and I saw 8 new releases this month and I'm going to rank them, and coming in last place is Merry Little Batman. And this is a movie where the concept is cute. It's just a simplistic kids movie, but it's a movie that should have been like half an hour to 45 minutes that is stretched out into an hour and a half. And in layman's terms, it feels like the Joker's plan is just the Grinch's. It's kind of cool, and for the animation style, like, I like some of the designs, but I don't like the design of, like, Alfred. I don't like that design at all. I think it is very much for kids, but it doesn't really have much to offer for anybody, like, that much older. And there are some nice, cool action scenes, but for the most part, it's just a generic kids movie. And coming in 7th place, we have Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Christmas, Cabin Fever. This, I haven't seen Roger Rules. I saw the first animated movie, and that one was just mediocre, but this one was actually pretty good, where it feels like it works way better because Greg actually seems like he has a character arc and more motivations, where he has a goal of what he wants for Christmas. So it's kind of like him has to be good while he's stuck in this blizzard. So it feels more plot driven than the first animated film. And so that's why I think this one works a lot better. And I think that the animation, like, I think it actually works, like, better. I still have problems with this animation style, but I think for the way that this, especially with this Christmas plot, I think it feels more comforting in a way. Like, it feels like it fits because it blends into the Christmas. And yeah, I thought that it's not great, but it is definitely an improvement over the first one. And coming in 6th place, we have Rebel Moon Part 1, A Child of Fire. And this is a movie where I actually enjoyed. For someone who does not like Zack Snyder, I think that he cannot write a good plot, and I don't think he can write that compelling characters. And I think that that's here as well. But as opposed to a lot of other people, I went into this movie knowing who Zack Snyder, like, everyone kind of should know who Zack Snyder is, but I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of him, so I went in knowing that this movie will not be well written, the characters will not be that fleshed out. And yeah, that's exactly what I got. And also, though, there's still these gorgeous visuals, and there is a character who actually is quite interesting, who's voiced excellently by Anthony Hopkins, and he gives such a just layered performance to what is just a robot right over there. But it's where I'm like, I wish the movie, I like him way more than the main character, Korra. I found him way more interesting. I wish the movie was about him. But this is a movie that has great action, great visuals, but it fails, I think, in terms of a story. It's very much a part 1. It feels unfinished, where it fails in that sense. But I think that the movie is just pretty enough to keep your attention, but I think on a story level, it kind of fails. And coming in 5th place, we have Candy Cane Lane. And this is just a simplistic, cute Christmas comedy that it doesn't really try anything special, but it works because, of course, it's Eddie Murphy. And I think that there is just enough here to bump it into being pretty good, where you get this sweet family dynamic, which plenty Christmas movies have done. As long as Christmas movies have been around, the idea is about family. And you get, of course, Eddie Murphy is great in anything he's in. He's hilarious, and he is great here as well. And another thing I like, there's these cool, whole premise is like Eddie Murphy needs to stop himself from being turned into a ceramic figure, where I'm not going to go into much detail on that, but you can watch my review on that. But in the ceramic figures, designs are just awesome, and they're always funny. So this is a kind of movie where they just got enough, cute little scenes in a nice kind of bow to tie it together, and along with that warm Christmas vibe to make it worthwhile. And coming in 4th place, we have Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, and this is a movie where, I mean, given the circumstances of DC, like, we knew it's ending, but I went in just wanting to have fun, and I had a fun time, man. Like, I love Aquaman. I love the first one. I love Jason Momoa. And this one is just a buddy cop, not buddy cop, but like buddy comedy just with him and Patrick Wilson. And it's just a fun time. Like, it's a movie where Jason Momoa has such this charismatic personality. He was the best thing and really only good thing about Fast X. He's so charismatic and so just naturally just fun, where you're watching it and you're like, you know what, that's stupid. There was a lot of stupid stuff in this movie. You're like, I don't care. I was having a great time. I thought it was a lot of fun. And I think it's not as strong as the first one, unfortunately, but I still think that for what it is, for the end of the DCEU as we know it, yes, this isn't the movie that I would have liked for this movie to end on, but hey, I'm at least glad that it ended on a movie that I thought was pretty fun. In third place, we have Wonka. I mean, this movie is just a blast. It is a movie that is just so almost like naive in terms of its optimism, but it works. And it's just a movie you watch and you're like, this is fun. You know what? That candy is fun. These songs are fun. And it's just a movie where you're just having fun. And I mean, I don't think that there's anything wrong with that. I think that the music is great. I think that the performances are awesome. I think that the visuals are beautiful. And it's just a movie you watch and you're just having a fun time. And I think that that's okay. Like, I don't think that there was anything. I think that also did have enough heart between, like, kind of talks about how his mom is, like, the reason he got into chocolate making and stuff like that. But this is just a movie that you're just going to have a smile on your face watching with beautiful music and colors and characters. And I think that's completely fine. I think it's fine for a movie to not have just all these super amounts of depth and emotion, even though I think that this movie actually does have quite a bit, but it's literally just a movie where I just keep saying fun, but that's what it is. I had a fun time with it. I loved Timothée Chalamet in this role. I'm not too familiar with him. I know some people love him, some people hate him. So I just went in. I don't think I've even seen a movie with him, so I just went in and wanted to have a fun time, and he was great. I don't care. I had a fun time with this movie. You're going to have the silliness, like the villains are the chocolate cartel, and it's just that fun, upbeat, positive vibe mixed with the beautiful candy and world that just make this a great time and a great movie. Coming in second place, we have Godzilla -1. This movie was fantastic, as it is just as much a beautiful drama about survivor's guilt for a Japanese kamikaze pilot as it is a monster movie. And this is a movie that is way better than I thought it would. Like, I thought that this movie looked great, and I heard it was great, and I thought it looked great. I was already excited to see it, but it exceeded my expectations that I already had that were so high. And this is a movie where it makes you're scared when you see Godzilla. You're scared when you hear Godzilla. It makes Godzilla a monster. And that's what he is, and I love it. It's only made for $15 million, and it is beautiful. It's a gorgeous film where you're watching this movie, and not only do you care about the characters, like, or you care about the monster, but you care about the characters, like, and that's what, you're on the side of the characters. In most monster movies, you're like, oh, I want to see those monsters destroy stuff. In this one, you're like, no, stop. I want these characters to survive. And that's what this movie does so great, is the beautiful characters, the beautiful relationships. And I think it's also able to do a great job of the two main leads, I think, being a man and a woman, but they don't fall into the trap of being in a forced romance. But he still very much cares about it. Like, he kind of falls in love with her, but I never think it felt forced. It more just felt like, hey, I'm happy that you're helping me out. I thought this was a beautiful movie in terms of characters and, of course, beautiful visuals with the monsters. And coming in at number 1, we have Poor Things. This is the best movie of December, and I think it's definitely one of the best movies of the year. I just think that this is a beautiful film where it takes the story of Frankenstein, somehow mixes it with Barbie, throw a little bit of comedy, throw a little bit of horror. It's just all comes together and beautiful to create this beautiful, weird, and wacky world, but with a story that is so compelling. And Bella is such a compelling character where you do not want to take your eyes off the screen. And it is just so weird, and it's so beautiful. And I think that it is the best movie December. I think it is my second favorite movie of the year. And yeah, best movie December. I thought it was great. Let me know your